Hello, humanity. Hello, species value nature system. Young Legion. This here, where might, power, and where force are parts and part. They are bonded too, and by the identity of value progression. That is the only identity of volume, as value surging through all things alone. Boxings, to campus dance, restoring name. To you all, come home. Religion trend. Awake as legion, native pure. The ancients understood that and how we are native. How this is an identity of the ground, value/value progression that is native pure. The identity of value progression it is. Pantheism was not about many gods. This is most probable. The evidence is our reception of evidence themselves, defenses of it, premises, treatments, sequence, treatments, delusions wrought, self-valued that way. Value is a direct relationship to identity, abridged as the Constitution, as the sciences, self-valued victims. Identities of industries, relationships from off campuses maintained on off campus influence, roles needed to hide life progressions in relationship to each age of correlation nature's means by the identity the sciences really are, as the identity of correlation is, unto and as in all parts of itself, not denying the value of the order of the finite. See, we're gonna learn about Martin Luther King and what he's talking about with the finite. We're gonna learn about finite, why Allah's name per English transliteration of it, and per Arabic, Al stands for the definite article. The is the definite article of English. This is volume science. These identities of language, the 26 letters are 26 sounds of the English language. They have an identity, have an identity of relationship to itself, have a value of that. Itself, that identity which bonds, which is the bond to force and might, for might, power, and force simultaneously. That which is that while it is its own engineering, that which has them part. Control your heart. Boxing. So this is boxing. Wisdom. Boxing came from ancient times. The sophistication of it. Then semi-ancient pseudo-sophistication was re-engineered in place for all victims to react self-valuing roles with that. Lower than the edifice of the zenith that was already revealed as the human fact treatment nature proper before criminally foreign influenced internation sciences, methodically, effectively having created collusion with that between all areas and state sciences, all locations, areas, and states or database relationships since semi-ancient times, designed to maintain self-value, that which nature itself demonstrates negative value nature progressions, acts, and natures in relationship to. That's self-value by the machine that set up the identity of the ground that's native pure, the identity of evolution. It only feels like game, the ancient gaming system, because we operate by the identity of evolution. We're using the identity of the ground. All gather around. They set up all these industries for these industries. We have this already set up below, deeper than them. those things in positioning to our patriotisms. We're going to set up this. We have rights to religion, but we're going to do it this one, not a game. It only feels like a game because it's not fake like theirs. Identity of the ground, locations, and collusion through administration, still with child offenders because they have the courts rolls with it. They have women rolls with it left to branch out because they're leaving the men out. They're leaving uses of their kids out originally and still. Their identity or ground locations, the branches of government, each identity of the science, each private database relationship effectively recorded how maintained further and further live progressions from those spots back to identity of the ground, location self-valued originally and still. That kind of evil that's real evil goodness and real evil overt inclusion. Everyone needing to hide the same sequence shifts, finite lies, active lies, progressive lies, identity thefts, frauds, racketeering roles. Who you need normally means nothing here. This is about the fact achievement value itself, the finite values itself. Free speech never spoke for American history. That's recorded. Free speech never spoke for any locations, especially the most forsaken. Now, see, that's value to the positive. There's value to everyone playing at once. Why? How could that be value? People forsaken. Because then now we can admit it. Now we can admitting it together in this way, religiously. Who can't admit it? We call them out. We're gonna. This is every modern nation victim, predator, precedent, statutes, all that can be fathomed by everyone is ill. We're in a trap, a semi-ancient trap. Modern religions are demonstrably, at least semi about a modern ancient trap. If you follow them per what the subject's really about in sequence, it's about a whole bunch of criminal and seriousness natures. Treatments of positive as sense and sensibilities. Use Jane Austen's phrase. Use these phrases in relationship to the racketeering method that is archetypal, that each modern nation has conformed to since before cars, the pathology of homes, tactically denatured identity of native grounds, identity of native relationship to itself, with no criminal foreign influences. We put criminally foreign influence foundation of modern nations. We had our species put, and on top of that, tactically natured, and the value of that between that is value too. This perfection that is the identity value progression that is the cause too. Its identity of relationship to itself, what reveals evolution's fruits and gifts, means from nowhere, all kind of means. This does not work without the ground or gather round, box sings. It tells all things. So this is YouTube channel of Anthony Wall, aka Romulus, youtube.com/user/Romulus Wall. This is Romulus science. See, I have my both of my college IDs were taken from me. We have the colleges involved with racketeering with a whole bunch of people, with former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, also with interbranch uses of the campuses, uses of their police, uses of evidence reception, all ways, in collusion with that intersciences, recorded delusions raw, sequence racketeering, criminally foreign influence premises treatments, uses of that. See, everyone misses this. But I've studied this since I was a kid. Plus, we have obligations to counter the rest of the child abuses, the rest of the uses of titles, and of and sequence racketeering with the various natures of courts, various natures of police forms involved criminally with their families, and with a whole bunch of foreign nations. That's why you should stop forging names, switching names into branch, pretending not to know what I'm talking about. Excuse me. I have to stop doing that. You know, I try to come here. I'm trying to get a response here. So we need a response because they have a whole bunch of YouTube pages, a whole bunch of Facebook pages involved with Connecticut Weathersfield Police, State Police, forging names, switching names, also making fake Facebook pages, fake YouTube pages with me, with groups that are involved with mail crimes, wire crimes, forging names, switching blames of officers, their crimes with child offenders, their roles with racketeering with two people on the child sex offender registry, including a principal, including their roles with racketeering on office campus. Those as illusions that were used to further that and further. We have male and female interbranch, especially the female, recorded speaking through men they know are recorded, confessed, and demonstrated, having used them to pretend passions and emotions and to fabricate falsified police reports and human trafficking acts, inclusion with WFSB and with people on off their location, like a Kerr family, like a Faenza family, like a Demoro family, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with others associated with them on off the state judicial branch offices, on off Two Rod Highway, on off Weathersfield Parks, involved also as people involved with two Mendez police, on off, and a whole bunch of other police, male and female, on off Fox Connecticut News and the buildings next to them, involved with all along routes, on off the street, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Mark Twain house. No Harriet Beecher Stowe with the concept of Jim Crow of Uncle Tom, and no Jim with a slave that I believe it was named Jim. I never saw the movie. I only saw it on TV. Never read the book. Mark Twain. But the Mark Twain house and the Harriet Beecher Stowe house are on Farmington Avenue in Hartford, which is right next to Weathersfield and West Hartford and Bloomfield is Hartford, and with the water next to it. So, but this is also intercities, interbranch from my town into branch, on off state judicial branch offices all along that route, on off the state prison offices all along that route, tied to database racketeering, tied to value progressions, exploitation of our value progressions. They use it all along routes. These are used as the identities of the law that can't defend themselves and stand integrity of sequence nature, of finite value treatments, active simultaneously and progressive simultaneously and identity simultaneously. So we have a problem. And it wasn't caused by us, but we have our representatives preventing mandated law offensively and increasingly. They're lying about what is actually recorded over the wire. They're lying about what is actually recorded in their police stations. They're lying about what is recorded by them off them. Interbranch, former director of the FBI down, and sort of involved with the people, further involved with the child sex offenders on off campuses, further with that on off the Weathersfield town offices, Weathersfield library. Whole bunch of people were tied to the Morrow family with police forms, state police, their family members, Weathersfield police, their family members, Rock Hill police, their family members, whole bunch of people at CCSU interdepartments involved with racketeering with them, with the Weathersfield police chief's family, his foreign and domestic family, people tied to them. People I never saw them in the context of, and never saw, no, like Joshua Julian. People involved with them with racketeering with, also with Phil Cololo. And these tremendous police with judges and with prosecutors, with doctors, foreign and domestic, with forensics locations also involved through time with racketeering, with overt criminal enterprises, with these cliques, and with the stewards of the witness protection program. Whole bunch of medical racketeering, foreign and domestic, as some of the private with it. So now these are people pretending lies about what people say, the substance of what they say. These are people I never had conversations with. The only people, other ones, were people that had sought me out to make statements. So I would just say, I would have to say, yeah, I know who they are, but I don't know who they are. like this Anthony Agman, further on Facebook, involved with the Facebook, YouTube, all other platforms. Also, on Twitter, there's an Ian. I never had a conversation with him in real life. He's one of the people recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with a whole bunch of men and women with the FBI, involved with this uh, Phil Cololo in forensics locations with racketeering with the child's principal sex offenders campus. Bob Chase is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with human trafficking and with identity thefts, frauds, racketeering roles, falsified police reports roles, other kinds of racketeering roles with this Phil Cololo. Pretends to know me through time with these two Mendez police on off Weatherfield Police Station, on off New Britain Superior Court, involved with racketeering with judges and prosecutors. Whole bunch of people tied to Rick Sion Faglione, recorded, confessed, demonstrated involved with racketeering with the Brian Silver and with the Leahy family. Whole family out of the Hartford triage. These are people with women in their family. They also had a guy who was screaming, then they pretended I was screaming. On the written records involved with male crimes with this Leahy family. Some guy, all these people tied to a Detective Dylan. I guess I don't know what he is. I never had a conversation with my affidavits, and I get more affidavits through time. He's involved with racketeering with all each age of fact cheating nature, people with elderly homes, sick with them, with my new and past neighbors, rolls with them with on and off Trinity College connected untimely deaths, faked letters presented by me, their roles with wire crimes, lying about what is actually recorded over internet. There's an officer Poison also involved further with child sex offenders, with racketeering, with evidences, with judges and prosecutors. These are also people that are involved with the crimes with their courts and prisons tied to them that use those prisons to force such not told on when they were first forcing it anyway, got caught anyway. They've been lying about what's actually recorded online. They've been lying about what's actually recorded over the phones. They have the stewards of the Facebook pages. They have the stewards of the sciences each recorded victims, but victim predator if they want to speak. They're being coached to pretend passions and emotions by people that are forging names, switching names on off interbranch locations and with areas tied to that. So we're gonna need a response because they keep attaching me and my family and other people to fake conversations. These are people that are vetting information, racketeering. They're forging names, switching names. That's a threat. That's a demonstration of the racketeering with the judge's inclusion with that, prosecutors' inclusion with that. These are further people tied to a proven post-dated documents have been presented to a panel of judges in Manhattan context right next to the Ninth Circuit, right next to the World Trade Center towers, right before they were hit and taken out. That was proven. That led up to a 2006 case. In other cases too, they were involved with criminally leading up to that and with depositions. The people further involved then and now with the child campuses and with my education. Where are my ID cards for both of my colleges? Where are my internet my website? What are the names of the judges and the prosecutors with these games on CCSU? Forging names, switching names, racketeering acts with a detective Samuda, switching names with an officer Magnanos. Also recorded, confessed, involved with racketeering with a whole bunch of police forms, agencies, foreign and domestic, overt criminal enterprises through a Scalora family, also recorded, confessed, involved with racketeering with the houses in my neighbor, further with the kids' crimes, uses of Saudis for their roles with racketeering with World Trade Center, with a Joe DeMauro, a Claudia Scalora. So they make all kinds of sick confessions to people that don't even know them. Claudia Scalora told one of the Saudis I know that she had sex with a Joe DeMauro. He's one of a whole bunch. Another Joe DeMauro too. One of the ones involved with the crimes with the girls here, with a former Mayor Gold, with an O'Brien family, with a Heather Hansen, with a Kerr family, with a whole bunch of. I never saw a Kerr family on the CCSU. I barely know them. These are people also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated racketeering roles and uses of the sensibilities of victims in the trade center. For them, maybe they don't like me, they don't know me. You see what I'm saying? Any exception is recorded having been criminally exploited by them. These are people these are people with WFSB and with Fox Connecticut News and with the locations next to them involved with racketeering with police equipment, racketeering with wire crimes, mail crimes. These are serious, serious crimes. These are the same people that put people in jail every day. Sick people, sicker than the people they're putting in jail every day. So what we have to do is get everyone onto paper, and I'll show you how to shoot cause evolution. Keep free speech, fix the fake news, separate, attach me and my family and other people to fake locations, fake ties to other people. They're pretending passions and emotions. Then they pretend it's personal when you tell them fix the news. Attach people to fake. They attach people to fake words. How could you have free speech? It's not just about the act. That was lies connected to other people's lies. It's not just because they have titles, they're trying to hide things undercover. Why would they confess stuff, even online? Why are they lying about what's actually recorded online? What are they doing? Who's in charge of the Facebook pages with the campuses? You're going to talk to me now. You're not going to talk to other people. And you're going to respond for forging names, switching names, faking conversations with me. Let's go. Respond. For the police chief, too. He's got his daughter involved with this. Respond for them coaching the people on the phones, proven sex offenders, and further involved with the campuses, child campuses, same ones intercities, same ones on off Trinity College, on off CCTSU, rolls with those racketeering acts, forging names, switching names. Let's go. Hurry up. Get on here now. Get a button for this, people.